Welcome to Dandysoap DIY. Look here at my muscadine grapevine. It reminds me of Isaiah 58:11. God gives us everything we need. You can select mimosa, birch, willow, maple, Bradford pear as the best selections to make this beautiful nature wreath. This is a do-it-yourself, so grab your pruning cutters and cut you some branches. If you are unable to obtain branches and you're not able to access that, you can check me out. The link is below. If you go to Amazon and purchase these, they are a whopping $29, but I can provide them for you for a fraction of that cost. So arrange your branches with the most interest. As you can see here, I am placing my branches, and I began to put the longer ones at the top and the bottom. As you can see, they ended up on the right hand side. And using a Sure Bonder glue is all you're going to need, just a little bit of glue. And if you strategically glue it where the branches are touching, that's the idea. So I'm using the mini cordless glue gun. It has a point on it that's like a micro tip. And like I said, you could choose mimosa, birch, willow, maple, or even Bradford pear. Bradford pear might have the thorns, but you can clip those off. The reason being is you want your branches to be smooth and you don't want them shedding. And technical difficulty. Stick in there. Yes, we need glue. Here we go. That got her. Now, after I put them together, I started gluing the bottoms to the top ones. If you're using smaller branches, not as large a diameter as these are cut, you can stack them up and just do them like Lincoln logs. See how durable? I mean, she is really sturdy. So it's going to endure. This is something you will be able to use year-round. You'll be able to change out your floral arrangements on it and use it over and over again. All this building of putting this together did not take me long at all. I have the video sped up to save you time, but I wanted to show you where I glued it at so that you're not like really truly just laying it to it, because it's not necessary. You're just going to glue it where those branches are coming together. Wherever they are touching, put a little bit of glue. And if you have the mini cordless glue gun that has the micro tip like mine, all of the mini cordless glue guns, you'll find the affiliate link in the description box down below. I'm a Sure Bonder sponsor, so I do not mind showing off a brand that I have supported since the 60s. And so you'll just put your glue in there where they are touching. And you want to make sure you turn around so you see how sturdy she is. She's really good and firm. Now, my muscadine grapevine, I cut these fresh for this video and to tie it together, because nothing looks more natural and beautiful on a nature-made wreath than grapevines. And just kind of work her around, and then I did the rounding whipping effect, or rather the wrapping, and just work it gently. And I will tell you, if you are looking for a craft that will reduce stress and make you feel so proud of your accomplishment, you have picked the correct project. This, anytime that you are close with nature and God's bounty, you're going to feel a sense of togetherness, a settledness about you, and it is very calming and soothing. And I could have made a dozen of these, because I really truly enjoyed working my wreath and putting the grapevine wrap around my branches. Now, this is from my mimosa tree that had to be cut down. They can be very evasive, and if you don't have a mimosa tree or know what a mimosa tree is, look it up. I guarantee you, if you are in the southern states, you have a mimosa tree. Most everybody does, and they're used a lot of times for landscaping. They're quite expensive, but ours grow very voluntarily here in North Carolina. I have a ton of them, and they are beautiful, but they really truly can take over. And this one was right up against my rain barrel, and I couldn't get to my water. so we had to clip it down. Now I keep working my grapevine, wrapping it around my wreath until I am satisfied. And as you can see here, she's looking really good. As I worked the grapevine, I started in the upper corner and worked my way around. And when I was satisfied with that and I liked the way it looked, that's when I stopped. So you put as much on there or as little as you like. You do not have to use the grapevine. You could use rope. You could use a nautical rope from Dollar Tree, Cecile, or even your macrame cord. Whatever it is that you would like to wrap yours in, or don't wrap it at all. They look beautiful without a grapevine wrap. Now, as you can see, I started at the top and I put my final one on the right side and just brought it all together. This thing is sturdy, strong, beautiful, and as you can see, I've turned it every way to Sunday, glued it all around, and wrapped it. Now, let me introduce you to a new toy or a new helper. This right here is a mini desk vacuum, and I am calling her Rosie. One, it's a ladybug, and number two, she's red, and I just thought that was perfect. There's your on and off switch, and it's so easy to empty. When you mash that, there is everything that I cleaned up. When you empty it out, voila, ready to put back, and it actually has a little screen filter in there as well. Thank you, Kathy Jo DIY, for showing off her little green one. I just had to have a red one. You'll love that. So check it out in the link below. So grab your dry florals or some of your Dollar Tree artificial flowers. If you're working with dry florals, I purchased both these bundles from Walmart for a fraction of a price. They have a wire tying them together. If you've never worked with dry florals, the first thing you want to do is untie the wire from them, and you will part them in the center and fold them out. And then you'll start kind of putting together little bundles and just kind of select the ones that you really want to use and make them small depending on how wide your wreath you've made with your branches. So this nature wreath that we are making is easy to put together. This Victoria preservative, it is a spray. Now this is not like using stiffener. It actually is a preservative, and it will keep your dry florals for years. It does have a vinegar smell, but it dissipates really quick. Now when you select your bundles, as you can see, I want one flowing vertically downward and one flowing vertically upward. Use a small piece of wire, use a bread tie, a chenille stem, whichever works for you, but do it loosely. This is only to hold that momentarily and keep them together so that they're not getting away, and break off any of the excess stems. And the reason why you want it loose is you will see here as we are putting this together why you want it loose. Now I've decided I'm going to put that in the upper right hand corner. Spread it out a little bit, and now because the wire is loose, I can slide those up or down depending on how far I want it to go above the frame or below it. Now I'm tying this bundle together with wire, and I did not even need as many florals as I thought I might. But truly, just pick you out the selection of dry florals or artificials that you like. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. Once I break these off, see how I can move my arrangement there up and down because the wire is loose? This way you can work it and slide them up and down to get them just right. Just a small amount of glue. If you're using Surebonder, it'll take a touch. When you get these bundles, like the wheat blooms and things, they'll have a tape piece on them. Remove that tape from around them, then you can spread those out, and that will work better and just kind of fluff them, so to speak. See, as you can see, I can work them now, and that keeps them from getting broke when they're bundled together. There was a lot of wheat grass in this, and that worked great. It's a beautiful filler. Now, I went back outside, and the good Lord has blessed me with a eucalyptus tree. I also have the lamb's ear from Walmart and a Dollar Tree artificial bundle. Now this I am staging right now. And I am just working with it and deciding which way I want to go. And my eucalyptus was a pleasure working with. It smells wonderful. You will also find it in the Natures I have available for you in the link description box below. When you clip it to the sides, clip it close to the leaves and the stem is extended on the upper one. That will make your eucalyptus not have an ending per se if you're using it in dry arrangements. This is fresh eucalyptus, and as it dries, it will stay its shape. It won't fall apart or get crumbly, and it smells so wonderful. As I said, if you'd like to purchase some, you'll find the link below, and they will come from me. Now, grab the Dollar Tree floral arrangement here. It had 2 sunflowers in it, or you could call those black-eyed Susies, but the bloom in the center is not risen more than the bloom, so they're a daisy to me. Chrysanthemum, whichever you may want to call them. So I'm spreading out. You could even probably call these a sunflower. And I'm just staging, deciding, okay, that looks pretty good. I think I want this pumpkin and the pine cone. And yeah, let's go ahead and use the yellow floral too. Grab you some Raffia. The dry arrangements look beautiful with Raffia. And I wanted to use 3 of these. And as you'll see, I'll show you how you can do your Raffia and get it looking really great. When you glue down your artificials, bear in mind that the dry arrangements are barely tied together with a piece of wire. They have a spot of glue to place them there. This is why it will be so easy for you to change out your branch wreath, your nature wreath, really easy for all seasons. So this is the fall DIY dry arrangement or floral wreath, nature wreath for fall. And when it comes Christmas, I'll change it out. Now when you're making your Raffia, you'll pull out your long strands and go in the center. And I picked this up from Country Charms by Tracy. And she ties hers in just a little loose knot. And this one I doubled and then did a loose knot. I had forgotten this technique. I used to do this a lot when Raffia was more popular. Now it's come back and I'm able to plug into those old things that I used to do. Now when you buy the natural Raffia, and you can get a big bag of this at Walmart, you'll roll it out and you'll find the end here tied. And I just usually grab me a little fingerful and pull them out and find the center there, put a little knot in it. Now we've got our Raffia together. I'm going to use all 3 of these, and these colors are beautiful. I honestly, my daughter's saying it too, we both thought we should use more brown because the brown was just really popping. So you'll kind of roll them together and leave the tails extended. Select one of the tails and wrap it around the center. Now, you'll understand here in just a second why we placed a knot in the center. And also, or just tied it just a single time. The center, that's where it's gathered at. And see how I'm pulling on it? That's why it makes it slick. And you're able to pull out some of the loops and turn them into tails. And this is easy to work your bow. Once you're satisfied, you can take one of them and wrap it around the center. And then, of course, you can cut to make it more bushy and more messy. The messier it is, the prettier it is. And you cannot have too much Raffia in a Raffia bow for this DIY dry arrangement or DIY nature wreath. I decided I'm going to put her right there. And I am so pleased. She is stunning and beautiful. Absolutely breathtaking. I know the video doesn't do it justice, but I did my best to share with you what God's already given you is right around you and you can use it. And if you can't get a hold of it, you can contact the link below and purchase them for just dollars and pennies and make you one. Change it out for every holiday, every season. It will last for many, many years. Heavy duty tie on the back. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, then consider subscribing. Join my DIY team. And like this video, share it with someone you really love, and tell them how much you love them. Until the next DIY, well, this is Elizabeth, and I will be crafting y'all.